Hola, hola, amigas. Welcome back to another episode of Modern Latina in Midlife. I'm Sonia Flores, holistic life and business coach, podcast producer, intuitive advisor, and your host. If you're new here, welcome to my corner of the radio waves. And if you're returning, thank you so much for being here. I have a really special podcast episode today. I've been looking forward to this for weeks. I invited my friend Monica Lorraine to join me once again. I think this is the fourth time she's been on the podcast, and each time it has done incredibly well. You guys have absolutely loved what she talks about. She talks about astrology and human design in a way that is so easy to understand and so applicable to life. She has been my mentor and friend since 2019, and I am able to run my business today in a way that feels fully aligned and successful. And I am the breadwinner because she has helped me understand how my energy type works, how I best work with clients, what type of work I'm here to do in this lifetime, who I'm here to serve, what my clients are seeking from me, all based on my astrology and human design. And so I thought it was really powerful to bring her on today because she is part of my Start a Soulful Business group coaching program that I put out twice a year, although this might not come around again until next year. But we're getting ready to start on May 18th, and today is May 12th. So we have a few more days for people to join, and I thought it would be really fun to bring her on so that she could share how she helps people, what how she's part of this program with me because you get a one-on-one session with her, and so she's here to share what her role is in this process. So you not only get support from me, you get support from her as well through this process. So Monica Lorraine is a soul alignment coach who uses astrology and human design to help women clarify their purpose work, identify their soul aligned clients, and understand their natural gifts and strength. She specializes in helping women create businesses and messaging that feel authentic, aligned, and deeply connected to who they really are. Welcome to the podcast once again, Monica Lorraine. So excited to have you here once again. I think this is third time.
Thank you. I think it's the fourth
Oh,
now, but
might
thank
be,
you. But who's
might be,
counting, right?
might.
Thank you.
You're
Yes. Thank you
welcome.
so much. Of course, when you mentioned it, I jumped on it. I said 100%, absolutely,
Yes,
yes.
awesome. Thank you. So for the audience, Monica Lorraine and I we've been working together since 2019. She's been helping me with my business, and I can say with confidence that I attribute the fact that I'm still in business for myself today to the work that I've done with you, because you have really helped me just really understand how I work
Yeah.
energetically and how everything aligns with the stars and all the beautiful things.
Hmm.
And just to really help me understand how I work best and
Yeah.
how I work best with my clients and what my clients are looking for from me. So thank you. Thank you
You are so
for
welcome.
that.
And it's been a journey. What, since
It's
2019 is when we met.
2019.
Okay. We're
Yes.
in 2026.
Yes.
So it's
Yes.
been a journey and it's been a
Crazy.
beautiful thing to watch
Mm.
all the evolving that you've done through your businesses and just, yeah, just all the cool things you're doing now. I love it. I love being a part of it any way I can. Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you. And because she has been so instrumental in my understanding of how my energy works and my clients, she has become a part of my program, which is Start a Soulful Business, where she does a session with everybody that comes to the program to basically help them understand their energy types and all the fun stuff and who their ideal
Yeah.
clients are and all of that, because it's been so helpful to me. I felt that this was really an important piece of this puzzle in helping women start their own businesses.
Absolutely.
So I guess let's start with that. We've decided that we're going to call this 3 steps to creating an aligned business with astrology and human design. So
Yes.
let's start there. Tell us about that. You can explain this way better than I can. So feel
Yeah,
free.
yeah. This is my area here. I love talking about this
Mhm.
stuff. So I have been using astrology since 2006. I was introduced to human design in 2014. So it's been a long journey with building. I have two businesses. I built them both with these using these charts. And what I realized after quite some time is that they weren't just instrumental in helping my clients with their personal life. They also became very instrumental in helping them with their businesses, especially as I tend to attract a lot of coaches or spiritual entrepreneurs, healers, guides, stuff like that. And it's not always the easiest thing to articulate what we do and how we help others. So I find that using my own genius zone, if you will, which you'll learn a little bit more about that in a minute, using that and tapping into that in my astrology and human design, turns out I'm really, really good at helping people dial in their messaging and get, what I mean by messaging is like the words that people are hearing or reading or seeing wherever you're putting information out that really helps them to feel seen and understood by you. And when you can really dial that in, that becomes the foundation for everything you do. You can have the best programs, the best services, all the things. But if your words are not connecting with your soul aligned clients, as I like to call them, then you have to put a lot of effort and very little reward. Very little comes back. It becomes something that becomes quite draining, actually. And then that's where you'll get a lot of people say, well, maybe this isn't for me, or maybe I should just go back to a full-time job, or maybe I shouldn't leave my job, or whatever it is. And the truth is it all comes down to that messaging and really dialing in who you're here to help, how you're here to help them, and how do you position your work? How do you talk about what you do, right? The transformation that you offer when people ask you, so what do you do? That's usually where most of us lose it or just kind of change the subject, right? Because it becomes like, how do I put this transformation into something easy that I can share with you that you understand? So to remedy all that, I have really tapped into these charts that we have, and starting with the astrology chart. So I normally, let me grab, if you don't mind, let me share the screen really quick because,
So for those of you who are listening to this, you'll want to jump onto YouTube when you have a chance to
yeah,
watch this video, because she is pulling up a chart,
yes. So I'm pulling
a
up an
birth chart.
astrology chart
Oh, an
for
astrology
the
chart.
astrology chart. Yes, for those of you, well, astrology chart and birth chart is actually the same thing. Natal chart, birth chart, astrology chart. It's all the same thing. But I know right now this looks like a bunch of little images that nobody knows what any of it means. But specifically, when I am looking at a chart, I can dial in where your soul aligned client planet is. So, for example, this particular chart here, which is a sample chart, if I were to look at which planet represents this client's soul aligned client, or which planet represents them, I would say that it is the moon. So here's the moon in the sign of Cancer, and it's in the fourth house. Now, the other really cool thing about it is I can also figure out what is their business positioning planet, meaning this is who they're here to help, but the business positioning planet is how they're here to help. What is their area of expertise, if you will? What is it that people really want help with from them? Because we can help, especially coaches, we can help people with so many different things. But when you dial in to what your soul line client really wants, this is where you differentiate yourself from all the other coaches and healers and guides out there. And not because we want to be so different from everybody. We just want to make sure that our people can find us easily and that we don't get lost in the sea of other, healers and coaches out there. So when I look at the planet that represents the business positioning, now I'm looking at the planet Saturn. Here's Saturn. Here's the sign of Aquarius, and here's the 10th house. So each of these things is a profile, right? So your soul aligned client becomes the moon in Cancer in the fourth house. So I already know that this particular aligned client is going to be experiencing things that are happening with their emotions because the moon represents the emotions. Cancer represents family and self-care and emotional support, emotional safety, security. And the fourth house has to do with home or family or their inner world. Now, this is a person here, just by looking at this, who probably really wants to get out into the world. Maybe she really wants to do something really meaningful. Maybe she wants to start a business. Maybe she wants to start her soul purpose business, right? But she's getting pulled into maybe feeling like, guilty for wanting more, right? Guilty for wanting to go beyond her role as maybe caretaker or the person who everybody comes to in the family, or maybe she works, right? Maybe she works and she wants to start something on her own, but now she's feeling like, well, is this going to disrupt my family? Is it going to disrupt my home? There's all these things that go on. So these are very specific things that are going on in her mind
Mhm.
that she may or may not be expressing to others. But when she reads something like that, or you create a video or a podcast or a YouTube video or whatever it is, some piece of content that you create that is speaking to that, she's going to perk up. She's going to say like, oh my God, this person gets it. She understands. Like, is she in my head? Right.
So let me ask you something real
Yeah.
quick before we move on. So by looking at this, you're talking about the moon and Cancer and in the fourth house.
Mhm.
So what determines that this is this person's like ideal client? Is this the person that they're here to serve? Is it the moon, or like?
It's whatever. So for the soul line client, I always
Mhm.
look at the sign on the fourth house. So
Oh,
the
okay.
sign on the fourth house, I have to go find the planet that rules that sign, and whatever house it falls in, that's we're going to complete the puzzle. It just happens to be that they're all in the same area,
Mhm.
right? It just happens to be that. So same thing with the 10th house. 10th house is the business, right?
Mhm.
And this one is represented by Capricorn. Well, I have to go find the planet that rules Capricorn, which is Saturn. So
Mhm.
here's Saturn in Aquarius in the 10th house. Now, this is not for everybody, right? For example, my soul line client planet is actually represented by the planet Neptune
Mhm.
in Sagittarius in the first house.
Mhm.
Yours is different. So everybody's is completely different, and it is specific based on your chart. Now,
Mhm.
this takes all the guesswork out of, well, what do I talk about? Who am I talking to? What do they need to hear from me? What do they need to see from me? It even helps you figure out what kind of programs to create for them.
Mhm.
Now going to the second part of this, using the chart, which is the soul line business positioning planet. I know that for this chart, it's Saturn in Aquarius in the 10th house. So 10th house is our outer world. It's our career. It's our legacy in life. It's our purpose work. It's the highest level contribution that we are here to offer others if we choose to. So I know now that based on this chart, this client could position herself and her services as a business coach or as a career clarity coach or something to do with the 10th house, a purpose work coach, a
Mhm.
purpose work guide. Their offers need to match or should match what is the planet and the sign are representing for them.
Mhm.
Now, if you, let's just say you take this person and she says, no, I think I want to be a health and wellness coach. Okay, you can still go do it. But the difference is that it becomes a little bit more challenging because that's not necessarily what your aligned clients actually want from you,
Mhm.
right? They want something very specific from your energy that you're here to embody.
Mhm.
And so perhaps this is somebody who said, you know what, I used to be in corporate and I decided that I wanted to go and become an astrologer because Aquarius rules astrology. And I had to get very serious. Saturn's about structure and stability. I had to get very serious about my business. I had to build my business from scratch. I had to, put everything together so that I could offer these services. And now I'm teaching other people how to do the same thing. See, that's a really good example of how somebody can use that energy.
Mhm.
Right? And it's not like it has to be this or that. It's like I usually will give, when I do these sessions, I will usually give you guys a couple of paths you can take. You can go, path A, B, or C. Which one feels most aligned to you right now?
Mhm.
And then when they say, okay, well, path B, perfect. Now let's align your offer with exactly what your soul aligned client is already looking for.
Mhm.
She's already looking for it. We might as well just package it in a way that she can see it and
Mhm.
connect with you.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So how then do you know what they're client is looking for? How do you can see that in the chart as well?
Yes, because the soul line client is already represented by the moon in Cancer in the fourth house. So this
Mhm.
is a person who either wants is something to do with emotion. They either want emotional healing, or they want maybe there's want some healing around their family lineage, because fourth house is home and family. This is somebody who really, maybe they're so used to nurturing and caring for everyone else that they have like really abandon themselves when it comes to their own self-care. They've really neglected themselves. So that's why I say there's a couple of paths that you could go with it. But usually by the time that I dial into these particular planets, what's interesting is that the client on the other end is usually saying, oh my God, if they're already not in tears, they're saying, Monica, that's me.
Mhm.
That's me. Like that was so then I say, okay, tell me more about that. What was it like for you? What was that like for you? And what was your what was the point that started, what was the defining moment that started to change things? And they start telling you the story. Well, what they're doing is they're actually giving me an inside look into what their soul line client is actually needing at this point.
Mhm.
And who better to teach it to them and to share it with them and to guide them than somebody who's literally gone through it and has walked in their shoes and has figured out how to come out on the other end.
Mhm. Wow. Yeah. That's amazing. Because I do believe, I like to say your mess uh, becomes your message.
Yes.
What you've been through
Yes.
is really kind of the roadmap of what you're here to lead others to do.
Right.
So for me, it almost feels like when we see you, by the time we get to you, you're
Uh-huh.
basically just confirming
Right.
what we already
Yes.
have inside, which is very
Yes.
powerful because we have a
Yes.
really hard time trusting ourselves and believing, and we're seeking for usually validation and what we should be doing based
Right.
on what's outside and what everybody else is doing. And oh,
Yes.
this is working for her. I should try that.
Yes.
And no, really our answers are inside. And what I love about this is that in the program, the Start a Soulful Business program, I first start them with having them figure out on their own what their soul calling is. We call in their guides, and we do all this meditation, we do all
Mhm.
these practical exercises and like woo-woo exercises. And then I have them go to you
Yeah.
because I want them to start to trust themselves too,
Yes.
to know that,
Yes.
oh, I discovered this in my own journaling and exercises. And so
Right.
that you come in to just confirm that and then to help them get really clear on who their client is and all that rest of the stuff. So
Yeah. And what they need. And here's the interesting thing, if you think about this, because like I'm 52 now, but I've been through a lot of things in my life, a lot of experiences. I've started businesses. I failed in business. I've had many relationships. I failed in relationships. I had family issues. I mean, if somebody said, well, just, build a business on something that you've been through, I mean, I would be like, well, like I was for years confused. Like there's so
mhm,
many directions I could go in. Like
mhm,
really, I've been through so many
mhm,
things and come out on the other end. How do I even know which one to pick? And I think that's where this becomes very helpful.
mhm,
Because yes, there's so many directions you could go, and there's so many people you can help. There's so many things you can help them with. But why don't we narrow it down to at least 2 to 3
mhm,
and then pick the one that feels the most aligned? And you'll know because you'll physically feel like, oh, like that's the
mhm,
one. That's it. That's the thing. Right. Like, and it's not looking outside of ourselves. It's not, looking at demographics and who do you want your client to be. And I know that that's the way it's always been taught in business, and it made sense for the time. But now there's a better way because we can actually consult your soul blueprint and figure out who your soul line client is and your soul line business positioning.
yeah.
And then that'll help you create your offers so that you're not out there just creating all kinds of different offers and confusing people. No, you're actually like saying, like, this is the area of life, this is the umbrella that I'm helping people with, whether it's relationships or business or money or health or whatever it is, or spirituality.
Mhm,
Here's the umbrella, but this is the specifics of what I'm here to do and how I'm here to help you. And here's how I walk you through this transformational process.
mhm,
See, all that becomes possible when you have clarity about who your soul line client is and who your business positioning plan. And I struggled with this for about, I would say, I want to say a decade. A
Wow.
decade, yeah, because only the past 5 years, maybe 9 years, in the past 6 years, I've been able to really get in there and dial in a lot of different things. But prior to that, I did well. I kept changing my offers all the time,
Hmm.
right? I just kept changing them because I never could get to that place where I had that validation or confirmation from within. So I was one of those people who like, oh, well, people are offering this now and they're offering this. Well, I could do that. I could do that too. And oh,
Hmm.
well, that was the fastest path to burnout I've ever been on.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so I stopped doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and you have a really great point. I love that. I love having my offers really dialed in and just
Yeah.
saying, this is what it is.
Yeah.
This is what
So
it is, and
simple.
this is what it works. And this is the client I'm calling in, and not
Yeah.
I feel like I have to change up my offers all the time
Right.
or even ever really, but very, very
Yeah.
infrequently. So, anyways, I
Yeah.
love that. Yeah.
Absolutely. So that, I mean, there's much more to go into with the astrology, but for what, for what we're doing with your clients in your program, this is what we're focusing on
Hmm.
to really get them going, get them dialed in so that all the other work that you do with them, just, it's like literally clicking in the puzzle
Hmm.
pieces. That's all we're
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what Monica does with them, she does basically what she just did here, and then she creates this soul aligned letter that really spells out who they're speaking to. It has like the language and the language that the
Verbiage.
client is looking for, so
Yeah.
that then we take that and use it,
Yes.
to create their offers, to create their website content, to create promotional emails and all the stuff that comes later. Like we
It
take
takes
it
all
what
the guesswork away.
yeah, we take it out of what comes out of that session, and then we use it to build out everything else. So yeah.
Yeah, and now, I've changed it a little bit because now there's 3 documents. There's the aligned client profile, which is all the details about what I was just showing right now about this moon and Cancer in the 4th house, so translating that into words you can use and
Mm-hmm.
understand. Then I do the business positioning profile, and then I do the soul aligned client letter. So now there's 3 documents that they get, and oh my gosh, when you get into all 3 of these, it's wow. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you feel like you're like somebody got into an earlier version of your life and just pulled all the words right out of there. But it
Mm-hmm.
really helps you. So by the time that you're helping them put their offers together, that business positioning profile is going to be a game changer for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So when I'm looking at the 3 steps that we decided we were going to
Yep.
talk about, we have one, your purpose work and the aligned business positioning. So that's
Yep.
what we talked about, the aligned client profile.
Mhm.
And then number 3 was your superpowers, your core gifts, and your genius zone.
Yes.
Does that also come out of the astrology, or that comes out of the human design?
Human design.
Okay.
So here's an image of the human design chart. So obviously, those of you who want to go watch this on YouTube are more than welcome. So now I have a human design chart pulled up. So this is the second chart we use now. And of course, there's so much more that I can dive into. I mean, it gets specific in here. This is how the astrology is the who and the what. It's who you're here to help. It's what you're here to do with them. And it's the why. It's why you want to do this work, why it's your purpose work, right? The who, the what, I mean, the who, the what, and the why. Now, the human design is the how. It's the how you are energetically, uniquely designed to show up and to share your purpose work in your own way, in a way that you are in alignment with yourself, not where you're building a business that looks like everybody else's or doing things that other people are doing because you think that that's what you're supposed to be doing. That is the fastest way to burnout and frustration. So within human design, without getting into the whole background of human design, when I look at human design chart, I'm specifically looking for a couple of key things. Number one, I want to know what your type is because your type is, there's only 5 types, right? I'm going to say
Manifesting.
manifest. Yeah, I was like a manifesting generator, a manifester, a generator, manifesting generator, a projector, and a reflector, right? So you're going to be one of those 5 types. One of those types is going to belong to you. The moment that I know your type, I already know how you're designed to create a business that is sustainable and scalable and is going to fit your energy. It is not something that it's not a one size fits all. The second thing I want to go look at is the profile, which is also known as the role you're here to play. Literally, this is the energy that people are here to experience from you through the work that you are offering, through your services. Okay. And then the third thing that I want to look at is where do you have, they're called channels. So these are called like your superpowers. Okay. So it's where these little numbers, they connect with, so one number connects with another number. So this would be the channel 6124. There's here we go. Here's 2838. Here's another channel. And I think for this one, and 5539. So this person has 3 superpowers that I am very interested in, because when they go to put those programs together or their services, you want to make sure that you are leveraging these superpowers, because these are the things that people will pay them the most for, because they have this consistent energy. These are their gifts, and these gifts are here to be shared with others. But if they don't know what they are, it's like, how do you put it in your program? How do you offer it? Right?
Interesting. Okay, so if you're watching this on YouTube, that's what you look for. It's the channels that are colored, right?
Yes, the
It's the
channels that
channels
are
that are
colored.
colored.
Yeah, and there's a couple other spots to look at in here that I do look for, but would be the 3 things that I want to know right off the bat. Right? Because even when we get further down the road into like messaging and sharing content and stuff, there's other things I need to look at to tell the person, like, how are you designed to show up with your visibility? How are you designed to show up and use your voice or not? Or are you better on camera? Are you better on a podcast? Are you better writing and being in the background? See, that's all in here, right? It's all in here. Yeah. So it's a whole other, I think you and I maybe need another session on that stuff.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but this is exactly what I would want to start looking at. Now, when I combine this with the information from, the previous chart, this is where I'm able to now give all the documents that they need to literally take it and run and start building it out with you.
Awesome. Yeah, I love that. Thank you. So, I mean, as you can see for the listeners, you can't get it wrong.
No,
I mean,
you
this
really
is
can't.
really, when I talk to people about this program, or they ask me about it, or even the people that have gone through it,
Yeah.
they're like, this is a shortcut. They're like, this is the fastest shortcut that I have ever found
Yes.
to getting up and running and doing exactly what I'm here to do. That feels
Right.
so fulfilling. That feels so me.
Yes.
One of the last ladies that went through the program, she was like, I finally feel like myself. I can be myself and just
Yes.
own it
Yes.
and just have fun with it. And
And people
she,
feel that. People feel
yes,
that energy.
yes. And so she started her retreat in her ranch. She just had her first one, and it was amazing.
I think I know who you're talking about, and
Yes,
I'm
she
super
invited
happy for
me,
her.
and she
Yeah.
invited all the woo-woo friends, and it was
Yeah.
amazing. It was absolutely amazing. And I shared
Love
with
it.
my sister, oh, I went to this retreat and all the animals and everything. And she's like, oh my God, I have to go. People are just like waiting for her to have the next one
Oh,
and
yeah.
to go. So,
Yeah.
and she's just having so much fun. She's
And
just,
guess what? I got into her astrology chart. I got into her human design chart, and I was like, what are you doing? Like, this is exactly
yeah,
what you should. And
yes.
she's like, but it doesn't make sense. Yes, it does make sense. It makes sense for you. It makes sense for the people that you're meant to help.
Mhm.
Absolutely. That's
Yeah,
why this is so amazing to be able
yeah,
to offer that confirmation and validation for others who
yes,
want to do something,
yeah.
like what you're offering, but it's not that I'm confirming it or I'm validating it. It's in the chart. I'm just the
Mhm.
person who is
They're just
being the
translating it.
translator, right?
Yes,
I'm the translator.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
And you know what's really cool about this woman is I'm gonna have her come on the
yeah,
podcast and talk about it.
please do.
I'm sure will be willing to do it. I just haven't gotten her permission, so I'm not gonna give out her name yet.
Yeah, yeah.
But this woman is 59 years old. She has ran a design and contracting business all her life with a partner,
Mhm.
and that's what she did her entire life.
Yeah.
And here she is at 59, like, I can finally be myself and
Yeah.
do what I want to do. Like, how
And have
powerful
a
is
hell of
that?
a time doing it too.
And have a hell of a time doing it. She's basically retired. She's been retired for like 4 or 5 years. And
Mhm.
she's, oh, I'll come out of retirement for this. This is fun. And she's having a great time. And she's great at it. And she's a natural. It was so much fun. It was so beautiful. And it was just like, she's just over the moon
Yeah.
over what she's creating now. And she
Yeah.
went through the program in the last cohort, which started in October.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
we are here in May. And she literally,
Yeah.
in this short amount of time,
Yeah.
did this and created it, sold out a retreat, and is like now working on the second one. So,
Yeah, because that's what's possible. And the thing I love most about you is and how you help clients and I tend to help clients now who've been in business for a while and they're wanting to maybe get more aligned with what they're here to do and maybe they don't want to do things the way they used to. So I'm not necessarily helping the clients who are brand new to this anymore, but you are
mhm.
you help both, and I love that. I love being able to guide even my potential clients who I'm not able to offer that right now. I can send them to you and 1,000% know that they're
Mhm.
gonna be hands held through the whole thing. You are really good at helping them get organized and structured and yet and that you're the great the blend of like woo woo and
And the
practical. That's what I
practical.
love, right? It's the masculine and feminine
Mhm.
energy to build a business. And that is what really creates the balance. And I love that you do that because you help with one of the most important things with which is implementation.
Mhm.
I've
Yeah.
been around for a long time in this industry and there's a lot of programs and a lot of well-meaning coaches and everything out there.
Mhm.
But where most of these programs fall short, especially the group coaching, is the implementation.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yep.
okay, here's what you're doing. Here's, no, go get it done. And the person's like, and then they
Yes.
freeze. They freeze and nothing happens. They fall behind and then they think it's not the right thing. You don't even give anybody an opportunity to
No.
fall behind because you're doing everything with them.
Yeah.
Like they can't fall behind unless they just drop out.
Right.
So, which they're not.
Unless they absolutely
Right.
don't want to do it,
Yes.
then they don't. And I have had somebody come to
Yeah.
the program. She went through the entire thing, showed up to every single call, and she just decided she didn't want to do it right then and there. I know she's going to come back and do it. I know, because we
Yeah.
can't get through life without really, in my opinion,
Mhm.
really tapping into what we're here to do. And so
Yes.
I know that she's going to come back to that.
Mhm.
But yeah, like everybody that's gone through the program has gone through the entire thing and has not
Yeah.
quit. Has not
No.
quit.
And the
And
thing is too that when you have, like again, you can't there's no way you can fall behind or anything. Like
mhm,
we're giving them everything they need. You're walking them through each of the trainings. You're there with them to support them through the implementation, which is such an important part because
mhm.
I'm sorry, we don't need any more information. We need
No.
implementation. We need to
Yes.
implement this stuff,
Yes. And
right?
and you know what led me to this? Well, first of all, was my chart and my guides.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's nice.
Telling me constantly that I needed to do this.
Yeah.
But because I had gone through a program already myself
Right.
that had a shit ton of information beyond you thought you were
Like
getting
overwhelm.
the world. I was like, oh my gosh, we're gonna get everything. And then out of I think 12 or 13 people, myself and one other woman were the only ones that actually did anything with it, because I went to get what I was there for. Like
Right.
I'm self accountable.
Yeah.
I do the
Self-motivated.
thing, self motivated, self accountable. It's so I went to get what I was doing. It was a big
Right.
investment for me, and I was
Yeah.
going to get my money out of it.
Yes.
And so I did it, but everybody else didn't. And it was so much information, and it was just thrown at you and thrown at you and thrown at you week after week after week. And then it was overwhelming. It
Yeah.
was really overwhelming. So I knew that,
I've been through programs like that's why
yeah,
I do the opposite.
same. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I'm like, this needs, this is different from that program anyways, but I just needed to be very intentional with it. And I
Yeah.
wanted to create something that people were really going to walk away with,
Right.
something tangible. My mission is to help women, especially women in midlife, once
Yes.
they've already had the experiences and
Yes.
lived all the challenges and all the things, to when they get to the point where, oh shit, now what?
Right.
What about me? Like, I've cared
Yeah.
for everybody else my entire life. What do I do now with the next
Right.
10, 20, 30 years of my life? that's when they can come to a program like this
Yeah.
and kind of really discover what they're here to do
Yeah.
and create something with it, whether it's
Yeah.
an additional side of income or a side gig or replacing their 9 to 5
Or
or
a passion
finding
project,
a
you know?
project or something that they can do in retirement or just something that's just fun, that lights
Yeah.
them up. Maybe they do love what they're doing and they want to continue to do that and earn an income through that, but they want something fun on the side
Right.
that
Right.
could fulfill them, on a soul level. So because that's what I want to do, I needed to create a program that can actually really get them there and not just give them information that I could
Yes.
just kind of wish and hope that they might follow one day. So,
No, no, this is definitely you're guiding them through the process. You're
mhm,
partnering up with them to walk them all the way across the bridge,
yes,
not a quarter of a way, not
yeah,
halfway. Okay, bye. Hope everything works out for you. I mean, you're literally walking with them across the bridge.
yeah,
And that is the thing that is missing from a lot of programs.
mhm,
And I'm just going to say something because it's coming to me right now. I know we're going to talk about it right at the end about, offering a complimentary call.
mhm,
But something just came to me when we were talking right now. Some women are going to listen to this and they're going to be like, oh my God, I'm like so ready. How come I didn't hear about this before? Like, where do I sign up or where do I at least find out the details? Right. Other women are going to be like a seed was planted now.
mhm,
Like, oh, you know what? Like, this is kind of something I think about, but like, what would I even do? Or what else am I here to do? And where do I even start? And I almost feel like that's step number one for
yeah,
the woman who's listening to this and doesn't even know, like, what would I do? Like, what could I do? What am I here to do?
mhm,
Okay, maybe it's too soon because this next one's gonna start, but you're gonna be offering another one. So maybe
right,
by the time that the next one rolls around and they have some clarity about what they're here to do, this
mhm,
might be of interest to them. But
right,
all that to say, if someone's listened to this and wants to get some clarity around either an idea they already have
mhm,
or they're not even sure where to start with what would I do, there's something that we're going to offer at the end. I want you to take advantage of it because I think whether you know about what you want to do already and that this is the program for you, or you're not sure where to start, but something inside of you is telling you, I think there's more. I think there's something I'm here to offer. Don't know what it is. Don't know what it would look like. Then what we're offering at the end is for
mhm,
you. I had to say
yeah.
that before I
No,
forgot.
thank you. Yeah, no, no, absolutely. And I think you're absolutely right. I mean, there are going to be women that listen to this and think this is not for me, and then
Or
two or
maybe right
three
not
years,
now.
2 or 3 years down the road, they might be like, "Oh shit,
Mhm.
I'm there now."
Yeah.
But yeah, there are women who know that what's happening at work is no longer aligned. It is
Yeah.
not what it used to be 26 years ago.
Yeah.
I have a client that's been with our company for 26 years, and she's like, "This is not what I signed up for.
Right.
It's changed. Everything's changing right now,
And it's going to continue to
and
change. And that's another episode.
it's gonna continue to change." And
Yes.
she's like, "Something needs to change." And she just signed up for this program. We did a clarity call with her and got clear on what she might want to do. And so
Hmm.
she signed up for it. So once she joins you and has her call with you, then she'll
Love
get
it.
even more clarity.
Yes.
But there's also people who know that they've taken the certifications, they've taken the courses, they've done things that they know that that's where they want to go and they
Right.
haven't done anything with it. So
Right.
that person is also signed up for the next cohort because
Yes.
she knows what she wants to do, but she needs that she needs somebody to guide them of, okay,
Yeah.
this is where you go, this is the next step, this is where
Yes.
you go, this is how you get your clients. And so there it's two different people, but really they're walking the same journey. They're
Right.
just starting at
Right.
a different starting point, like
No.
a different path.
And then getting to be able to leverage and tap into your knowledge, to your wisdom, to your experience of starting and running your own business
Mhm.
as well. Plus the years that I've had experience running my two businesses. Yeah, we're really, no one's
Yeah.
really going to get left out here not knowing
Yeah.
what to do.
Yeah.
Because
So, okay,
chances are,
how
whatever you're
many?
thinking, we've already done it.
Okay, you started 2006, so 20 years, and then
2008 is when I started, to be
2008,
fair.
so 18 years, and then I've been in business for 11 years, so that's what, 37? You
It's a
do the
lot.
37 years of experience between the two of us.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, you can make it work, whether it's going to be a hobby, side income, or a full-time job where you support your family. I am the breadwinner. Like,
Yeah.
I am making it work,
Same here. Same here.
you know? And so from two single women, this can be done at any age, and especially in midlife.
Yeah.
Me, I feel like we
I
have
get to be part of it now. I'm 52.
Woo!
So
Yes, there's no better time than now that we have all this experience
yeah.
and wisdom to really step into our power. So,
Yeah.
yay.
1,000%.
I
I'm
love
so
that.
excited. I'm so excited for anybody who signs up. Definitely.
Yeah. And okay, so Start a Soulful Business is the business that we're talking about, the program that we're talking about. So if you want to take a look at that, go to bluechakrastudio.com/soul-business. We start May 18th, so that's just a few days away. This episode is coming out today, the day we're recording it.
Nice.
And if you need a little bit of clarity or maybe are just curious, book a consultation with a clarity call with Monica Lorraine. It's a 20-minute clarity call, complimentary, whether it's for your personal or professional life. You just go to soulalign.net and request a session there.
Yep.
Is there
Just scroll
anything
down at the
else?
bottom, click the button, and put your info in, and I'll get back to you.
Yeah,
We'll get you scheduled.
amazing. Yep. And then you're also welcome to book a call with me if you want even, more details on the program. You could do it at that same website, bluechakrastudio.com/soul-business. And you can book a call there to just get more details on the program and get really clear on whether
And
this
then-
is for you or if this is the right time or not.
Yeah. And then either way, you're going to get clarity one way or the other. And then you're
One
going to put
way
it
or
in the
the
show
other.
notes also, right? The links.
Absolutely. The links are going to be in the show notes, so that's like super easy to click. I mean, this is 20 minutes of your time to just really get some
I give a
clarity.
lot in 20 minutes.
If she gives a lot in 20 minutes, I mean, you saw what she did with the charts that she just pulled up here. So that's what you're going to get, or some level of that. And then same when you book a call with me. I mean, one of the ladies that signed up, we literally did like a 20-minute clarity call. We called in her guides and did this channeling, and I blurted out what was coming through, and she was like, "Oh my God, this is exactly what I want to do." I'm like, perfect. So anyways, one way or another, you will walk away with something that you can work towards and you could put into
absolutely.
practice. So some clarity.
Awesome.
So,
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Thank
And
you.
anytime you just let me know.
Awesome.
I'm always up for it.
Oh, perfect. Well, anytime you want to talk about anything, if you feel like there's something in the stars and the moons and the planets happening, tap in, girl. Let's do it.
I have some updates for the second half of the year.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, well,
Awesome.
let's have you back on so that we can inform all the ladies. So
Love it.
awesome.
Love it.
Thank you so much, Monica.
Thank
It's
you.
always a pleasure.
Same here. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for being here. I am sure you have found this episode interesting because you have loved every single other episode that she has recorded with me on this podcast. So I'm sure this one will be just as special. If you're interested in booking a complimentary 20-minute clarity call with her, whether it's for personal or professional life, go to soulalign.net. The link is in the show notes to request your complimentary 20-minute clarity call. You're going to walk away with so much information about yourself. You're going to wonder where this has been at your entire life. That's exactly what happened to me, and I have not looked back ever since. And if you're interested in learning more about the Start a Soulful Business Group Coaching Program, it's a 90-day group coaching experience where I guide you to start your own soulful business in a way that is fully aligned with your soul purpose, with your true life path, and what you're here to do in this life that feels completely and fully aligned with your soul. So if you want to check that out, that is at bluechakrastudio.com/soul-business. Again, the link is in the show notes if you want to check that out. Schedule a call with me so that I can answer your questions and see if this is the right next step for you. And I'd love to walk alongside with you. I'm passionate about helping women create something of their own, whether it's an additional stream of income to help you pay off debt or pay for some fun vacations, or it's a side gig or a passion project or replacing your 9 to 5, which can totally be done. I've done it. Monica Lorraine's done it. We completely support ourselves and have built businesses that have, for myself, I've supported my children, on my own single income. And so I know that if I can do it, you can too. And I will guide you. Monica Lorraine will guide you. If you have friends that are in midlife and are starting to question, what am I going to do with my life? My kids are older. They don't need me as much. I've taken care of everybody else all my life, and I don't know who I am anymore. I'm not sure what I'm here to do, or they're starting to feel like they're burned out at work, like their work is no longer in alignment with who they are. Then send them this episode so they can get a glimpse of what is possible for them and help them gain clarity about what this next chapter of their life could look like. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have enjoyed this conversation. I look forward to hearing what you think about it, and I look forward to hearing from you. Hasta la próxima.